Imagine you are therapy, a really high-level one. You even receive an invitation from National Research Institute to participate in some national programs. So does your husband, really professional therapy. However, your kid is losing the battle with depression. How does it make you feel? The person I just described is this book's author, Fell in Love. Her name is Jenny Siegel, PhD. Let me give you the short version of the claim of her. Taking antidepressant medication in long term is actually equal to slow suicide. It's only a matter of time. Let me explain you why. It's actually because antidepressant, yes, it does numb our pain, but in the same time, it numbs our happiness receptor also. And that's the reason why you see people with depression, they have so many rage. They may hurt themselves or even deathly behavior. The reason why for it is because they just want to feel something. This is what author described in her book. All antidepressant medication blunt both the pain and pleasure center in the brain, include all the reward pathway. When you don't have a reward pathway, which means there is no way you can learn new stuff or be motivated. This means that though we will feel less intensely sad or angry, we will also feel less joy, happiness, motivation, meaning, purpose, and the connection to others and ourselves. This makes it harder to feel loved and make others feel loved. We are fortunate to have emotional altering medication when we need them to save life, but continue the use of medication that blunt emotions and limit our connections to others can also have disastrous effect on our life. Lots of people is actually taking this medication right now. In America, every 10 person you see, one of them is taking this, include children. And for women, it's even more common. Every 5 women you see in America, one of them is taking this blunt your emotion kind of medications. When the medicine come out in the 50s and 60s, the author is actually big believers. Because on the short term, the patient do feel happier, better, and they behave less self-attacked. However, after decades research, the author actually found some fatal flaws of those medicines. Those common antidepressant medication like Prozac, their academic name is called SSRI, short for Selective Serotonin Reuptake Inhibitor. What it does is they don't absorb serotonin, which is a happy chemical that you produce in your body, and it stays longer in your body. However, there is some really big side effect. First, lots of people have depression is not because they don't have enough happy chemical. Just like you have a friend, they experience some traumatic or something need to be done, stress her out. All she does is doing drugs is because it gave her happy chemicals. You just know the problem is never solved. You have this happy chemical, it only helps you temporarily. And that's what the medicine does to you. Second flaw, there's no way to test how many this happy chemical serotonin in your brain. Are you below normal? Are you normal? Or are you just blow to the roof? When doctor give you the medication, they have zero clue. And third, which is the biggest one, is people have depression for different reasons, for 1,000 different causes. For example, someone who lost their whole family during a car crash will receive the same depression medication like the college student who have a final tomorrow. They treat it in the same way. Just like you have a runny nose, doctor do not ask you, do you have a COVID, you have a cold, or you have allergic. Just give you a medicine, just eat it. Your nose running will stop. And clearly, no, maybe nose running will stop, but the cause of it will never stop. And this is only the flaw with the medication itself. The more dangerous part is about people who give you that prescription. And this is author's observations. Additionally, most of those medications are prescribed not by mental health professionals who are trained to look for underlying cause of depression, but by general practitioners who traditionally receive little mental health training. Unfortunately, general practitioners often lack of the time and the expertise needed to explore the underlying cause of patients' depressions, or the time necessary to observe how medication changed the patient's social and emotional behaviors. Nowadays, right now, if you go online to have this online doctor, you tell them I have stress because whatever reasons, they can prescribe you Prozacs or antidepressants. And this, I even have a personal experience. Someone who I really care received extra dose of antidepressants that cause lots of troubles. Until we find someone who more professional for mental health, figure out that the practitioners is actually not helping at all, but make the situation worse. I know my personal experience don't really represent the whole field or whole society, but when it comes to mental health or may lead to suicide, the customer shouldn't be worried in the first place. Nowadays, the antidepressant drug in the world, they create about $13.5 billion revenue. Lots of people may don't have a clue what that is. Let me just tell you this. One of the biggest firms in Wall Street, Goldman Sachs, generated $11.5 billion revenue for a year. Antidepressant, one drug, it earned way more money than a biggest firm in Wall Street, a financial institutions. The book and the author dedicated for 20 over years to teach people what's different between being loved and feel loved. And after this video, I just hope there's no one more child telling their parents that, hey mom, I know you love me, I see what you do, but I just can't feel it. In the end, there's a disclaimer. This video is not made for any medical advice, and it's only summarized by the doctor's research and the book she written. And I really hope this video can help you, and please share this video to people you actually care. That would be all for today's video.